Good afternoon, everybody. First, I'd like to begin by acknowledging that the lands that we're gathered on is the traditional and unceded territory of the Abequit Mi'kmaq First Nations. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Myers, Mr. McKay, Dr. McDonald, Dr. Keefe, and Bradley Tyson, all our guests, we'd like to get things underway and welcome everybody here to participate in this important announcement. It's a subject matter that I'm very passionate about, for sure. And without further ado, I'd like to welcome the Honourable Stephen Myers, Minister of Environment, Energy and Climate Action, to share with everybody some exciting news as an important step in PEI's path to net zero. Mr. Myers.
Well, thanks, Jason. It's exciting to be here today. This has been a long time coming for me. First, I want to just welcome everybody to the Playhouse in Georgetown, the capital of Kings County. My colleagues from the legislature, Minister McKay, Corey Deagle, the MLA from the district next door, is also here. Mayor Ed McCauley, Councillor Cody Jenkins, and of course, President of UPEI, Dr. Keefe, and President of Holland College, Dr. McDonald. So, I'm really excited about this announcement. I haven't slept here in a couple of days knowing that this week was coming. This is something that we've worked really hard on. And as a government, we're always trying to find innovative ways to build a sustainable future for all islanders. The people of Prince Edward Island recognize the importance of our environment. We see it all around us with our challenging coastal considerations, extreme weather events, and natural resources that are both complex and fragile. Our key sectors, agriculture, fisheries, tourism, all feel the impacts of climate change every day. I've spoken a lot about renewable energy, and Prince Edward Island has established a reputation in renewable energy and in climate action. Our leadership in wind energy has been forged over decades, and we continue to build our capacity across the province in this valuable sector. But we all know that even more innovation is needed. And we have never looked at the environment with a singular focus. We have always viewed it as closely connected to our economy and finding the economic opportunities within climate change and adaptation. So with that, I'm excited to announce today we are investing $25 million to build a 44,000 square foot facility right here in Georgetown, Prince Edward Island. The building will be called the Clean Tech Learning and Innovation Center. The center will house the Clean Tech Academy. Working with Holland College and UPEI, the Clean Tech Academy will train the necessary talent to create the clean tech sector here in PEI. This will be the first of its kind in our country, where we will have both a college and university working together to train the leaders of tomorrow in theory and in practice to develop new solutions and to improve on existing solutions. The Academy will offer a certificate program and a master's degree program in clean tech leadership through a joint initiative with Holland College and UPEI. Under the same roof, the center will house incubation space for students to put theory to practice, and will also provide the opportunity for students to work along established business such as Aspen Kemp and partner in new technologies and innovative solutions. We've seen the success that a creative and collaborative space like this can do. Just look at the UPEI School of Sustainable Engineering, where students have space to apply what they learn in real time, so they are ready to hit the ground running once they complete their studies. The center will also have space for recent graduates to start their journey in the clean tech sector. Graduate pods and incubator space for startups will be co-located in the same space, where recent grads can work with students in private sector on creating innovative solutions and business opportunities that you and I haven't even thought of yet. Adjacent to this center will be the Clean Tech Park. This 100-acre park will feature home of the existing business in clean tech space to operate. In order to build a clean tech industry here in PEI, we knew that we needed to build a cluster of expertise and knowledge and opportunities to assist PEI-based companies to develop and deploy competitive clean technology solutions to propel us into being the leader that our province, our country, and our world needs us to be. This project has three critical components to help create an ecosystem that helps propel us to be global leaders in this industry. My goal is to have other provinces and jurisdictions and countries look at our province, and try to do what we have done. I can't wait to see our best ideas turned into action. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Myers. That's an incredibly exciting announcement for this region and for our province and for the country, really. PEI has positioned itself to be a leader in this transition to net zero with respect to timeline, and it's really exciting to see that the vision is supported by a plan to do it ourselves, to build an industry and a skill set around this transition. To be successful, the development of such a centre requires collaboration and a strong foundation to build on. A key element is education and creating an environment in which to carry out research and development and create innovative solutions. Building on progressive models that they've already started, the next two speakers will share some of their thoughts around this plan. And to start with, I'd like to invite Dr. Greg Keith, President of UPEI, to come up and speak to us.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp. It's a real pleasure to be here. I'd like to acknowledge also Minister Myers and Minister McKay, acknowledge Mayor McCauley and Dr. McDonald from Holland College, Tyson Bradley as well as a distinguished guest here today, and a special acknowledgement to the teams from UPEI and Holland College that have worked collaboratively to put this plan together. I'm really pleased to be here at today's announcement on the building of a clean tech sector here in Georgetown. This project brings together government, academia, and industry partners to accelerate our collective efforts at making PEI net zero and achieving our goals in that area. UPEI is a proud partner with Holland College on the Clean Tech Academy, where we will deliver new post-secondary programming in leadership and deployment of clean climate and carbon capture sustainable technologies. The Academy marks a new era in collaboration between our two institutions. Together, we will support the development of a new generation of leaders and innovators to contribute to the clean growth sector here in PEI. This is an exciting initiative for the university, given our sustainability goals and the focus on experiential learning that we have at UPEI. The Clean Tech Academy will complement and leverage the strengths in existing programs in the Faculty of Sustainable Design Engineering, the School of Climate Change and Adaptation, the Department of Environmental Studies, and the Faculty of Science and the Faculty of Business, as well as the Faculty of Arts. So you can see even within UPEI, there's very much a collaborative effort to bring this to the fore. UPEI's contributions, as mentioned, will be a one-year master's degree, which will be built across these various faculties, so involve aspects of all of those faculties that I've mentioned, and the first intake of those students will be in 2024. The graduate program will create multi-sector pathways for students, for those who wish to become entrepreneurs, work in senior leadership positions, work in policy development or policy decision-making, or to provide expertise to bring about change and growth in the clean tech sector. I'm very grateful to the members of the joint UPEI Holland College Working Group for their efforts to date on advancing clean tech and the Clean Tech Academy. From UPEI, thank you to the co-chair, Dr. Wayne Peters, who's the interim dean of the Faculty of Sustainable Design Engineering, Jackie Podger, who's the vice president, administration and finance, and Tara Judson, who's our comptroller. And I want to acknowledge the folks from Holland College as well. Thank you to the co-chair, Kent Sheen, Ken Heckbert, as well as to Wendy Drake at MRSB. In closing, on behalf of the University of Prince Edward Island, I congratulate the government of PEI on their investment in this clean tech initiative and thank them for placing confidence in UPEI to help the province achieve its net zero greenhouse gas emissions goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Keefe. As an industry and business member, I can't describe how exciting it is to see the collaboration of both Holland College and UPEI. I think it's something that is very progressive and is really going to bring benefit to the island and to the students that participate in that program and to industry as well to be able to participate in that. And with that, I'd like to invite Dr. Sandy McDonald up, President of Holland College, to say a few words.
Thank you, Jason, and thank you, Minister Myers, for the opportunity to be involved in this project. Minister McKay as well. I know my old friend Mayor McCauley's out there somewhere. So anyway, it is a very, very exciting day. It's always interesting when I come to Georgetown. I drive by on our parking lot at our center where we've had here in Georgetown for 25 years or so is full. This is a project that if any place in Canada, it's important to us here in PEI, given that we're surrounded by water. We know all about climate change and its impact on rising sea levels. We don't have the luxury to wait here on PEI. It took, if you go back to the 1870s, it took about 40 to 50 years for the full impact of electricity to reach industry. The computers were developed in the 40s and 50s. It took a decade to reach their full potential. We don't have decades. We can't wait here to see what's going to happen with climate change. So this is a project that's unique in a number of ways. Greg talked about all of the aspects of UPEI that's involved presently in climate change. Almost everything we do at Holland College is involved there. The programs that are directly involved, like the environmental program, the conservation program. But we know that some of the most carbon-intensive industries in PEI, such as agriculture, fishing, transportation, we're all going to have to find carbon neutral, to some degree, processes to replace those carbon-intensive processes. So it's a different, an entirely different approach than we've had in the past. If you do what you've already done, you'll get what you've already gotten, and we know that that's no longer sufficient here. So this is the first of its kind, I think, in Canada. It's a purpose-built institute. So we can bring out the best in the college, the university, and industry, combined with government support. There's a few of them around the world in other areas. I've been to NIBRT in Dublin, Ireland, which is a bioscience approach, where they take the best of post-secondary integrated industry. So you walk in, you don't know if a student is employed with the industry, doing applied research with the industry, or a student at a post-secondary institution. That's what I envision here, and I think that's the dream of the government. So we've done a ton of work to this point. As Greg points out, both teams. It is a true collaboration, and Greg and I have gone back and forth in this a number of times. But more importantly, we've got the strong foresight and the support of government and industry, without which this would have not been possible. So it is a very different and unique collaboration. The new challenges call for new ways of doing things, and this is certainly a new way of doing things. So I want to thank the government of PEI and Minister Myers and Minister McKay for their foresight and for the support, without which this wouldn't be possible. So we are looking at a little bit, perhaps a little bit ahead of UPEI, because our program is going to be a little shorter than UPEI, so we're hoping to get it established by September 2023, which will complement UPEI's work in September 2024. I think, Greg, those are the dates that we're looking at. So the next step will be a environmental review, in which we'll look at the best and the brightest practices across the world, and then we'll look at how they relate to PEI. So we're hoping to begin that process almost immediately, and then developing the competencies that we'll be teaching these students come a year from this September. So it's an ambitious project, and it's an ambitious time frame, But with the support of all the people in the room here, industry and government in particular, I am very, very confident that we'll get where we need to be as soon as we need to be there. So thanks again to the government of PEI for its foresight and effort, and we're looking to get as many industry participants involved in this as soon as possible, Jason, so we know you're leading the charge there. So thank you for that, and I'm looking forward to the next steps.
Thank you, Dr. McDonald. And we are definitely interested and excited about being involved in this collaboration. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for participation in the start of what will be an exciting and important journey for our province, for this community, and for generations to come. For decades, PEI has consistently been progressive about the clean tech sector and the environment. The next steps have the potential to allow us to build an industry for the future. Something that we can be leaders in, where we can do it here first in this province and then take it to the rest of the world after that, especially when the rest of the world will be asking for those types of solutions and needing them desperately. Thank you to all the speakers for sharing their vision. Tyson Bradley, CEO of Energy PEI, is going to be key in a lot of the implementation of this in the future. And just to the media, there will be a chance to take pictures and ask questions after I step down. So I don't know if you're coming up, Tyson, to answer any questions or not, but okay. Anyway, thanks to everybody for being here, and good afternoon, and please provide your questions to the guests. Thank you.